There's been such a massive shift in consciousness on the planet over the last 20 years, but much more over the last 12 months. In particular, since about July of this year, I have seen a shift that I have never seen before in my entire life. And I know that we're going into a very different phase of human evolution right now. We're moving into a phase where we are no longer operating off karma. Now, I know there are a lot of people out there who teach that the earth is a school. The earth is a school for people to come and learn and for them to have lessons. That doesn't really work anymore. That is not where we are. And that is not what the earth, first of all, was created for. But it's not where we're going. So we need to start thinking about karma in a very different way. Now, let's just understand karma and the way that it was designed. Karma is not punishment. Karma is not retribution. Karma is not a payback. And also, I've heard people refer to karma as, well, if one lifetime I did this, then I have to come back another lifetime and experience the opposite thereof. None of that is how karma works. In fact, karma actually is, in some ways, the wrong word. We should refer to it instead as the law of cause and effect. I'm going to continue using karma because it's just easier, but it is essentially that what we do, each choice has a consequence, and that consequence comes back to us. Now, what we haven't understood in the past is it's not the logical choice that we're making or even the emotional. It's actually the energetic choice that we are making. We get the intention of our choice back. So if we are making a choice from fear, even if it is from a place of, I think I'm trying to do a good thing, but if it comes from a place of fear, then we will get fear back. If you just look at a couple of examples, the war on drugs and the war on terrorism, the idea behind that is we're going to try and stop these things. We're going to make the world a better place. But the intention is from fear. The intention is war. So what are we going to get back? We are going to get back war. It's really as simple as that. The problem with it comes when we don't understand the consequences that we're getting back in our lives. And what makes it even more complicated is that we tend to carry some of those concepts and those choices with us across all the different lifetimes. And that's what we've referred to as past lives, because those consequences are not necessarily related to choices that we've made in this particular life. So that's why karma has been such a difficult thing, because we think that we're here to learn lessons and grow, where it's actually to understand ourselves as energetic beings, to understand how we create. That's what this earth was created for. You can call it a simulation. You can call it a way that we have been designed in order to understand who we are at a soul level, and therefore what we're able to do with that in this world. If you're a follower of Abraham Hicks, you may have heard of them talking about being at the leading edge of creation. And that's exactly what this is. We're learning how to use our energy to create. If you think about a simulator, it's a safe space for us to be able to learn and play and explore different potentials and see if we do this, what's going to happen without everything breaking. That's exactly what we're here to do as well. We're here to explore what is possible. What can we actually create when we truly understand who we are? So the time of karma is done. We are no longer collecting all of those old patterns that we've been holding on for years and lifetimes and Who knows how long? It's time for us to put all of that down so that we can start to create from a completely blank slate. So, where are we going? What does it mean if we don't have karma anymore? Well, it means that we're not collecting karma going forward. So, we're not collecting those old choices that we are holding onto really, really tightly because we don't want to let them go. What that allows us is to make choices much faster, to recognize the outcome of our choice and then to choose differently. We get to be much more experimental with how quickly we manifest. And you may have noticed that things are so much faster to manifest. This is the reason why. Because we're no longer bound by the karma that we have to hold on to these patterns until we've played them out. We now get to have the choice to make a new choice all the time. It happens so much faster. And when we know that we live in a reality where we're constantly making choices, we don't actually live in a linear timeline. That is not how the world operates. We operate from a place where every single moment is a different snapshot of a choice. And we can choose in any moment to go a different direction and choose a different reality. So when we understand that we can make a choice that completely shifts our trajectory and we don't have to hold on to the past, that gives us so much more freedom than what we've had in the past. However, most people tend to still operate from the place of, are we here to learn lessons? We have to hold on to that. That is what creates suffering in our world, is that we're holding on to those old patterns that are just no longer serving us. So it does open us up to a completely different future. Now, you may not necessarily know exactly what to do with that or how to use it yet. But if you're open to exploring this, then here's what I want you to do. I want you to start looking at what you're choosing and the intention of your choices. What is going into every single choice that you're making? Are you even aware of why you're choosing things? There are so many people out in the spiritual community who say, choose love over fear. Well, what does that mean? Make it practical. Think about every single thing that you do. Why are you doing it? We tend to live our lives so on automatic pilot that we don't even understand why we are making the choices that we are making. Explore that for a bit. And if you're brave, actually keep a diary of it. Spend a week and just look into why you make the choices that you make. Write them down, and it is going to be eye-opening what the intention is that you're really putting into everything. You're going to start seeing the patterns. And I'd love to hear in the comments down below what you're actually discovering about yourself in this exercise. And if you've got any questions, then again, feel free to add them in the comments below as well. I really hope this helped. If it did, then I'd love you to join me here on this channel, subscribe, as I said, ask any questions. And if you want to, give me a like. It just helps this message get out to people. It is just such a crucial thing for people to start to understand as we go into that new earth. We're creating the new earth, and this is how we're creating it. We're creating it intentionally. We're creating it with understanding what we're choosing and why, and constantly choosing better. So I really hope that you will continue to choose better for yourself, because this is how we get to create where we want to go.